Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. I'm Gargi Raut, and I don't think I've seen so many India versus Pakistan games in the span of 6 months. Three games in the Asia Cup, and now in the Under 19 World Cup, we've got India Under 19 taking on Pakistan Under 19 in just a few hours. Rohit joins us from Bulawayo. He's covering the entire Under 19 World Cup. He has been there since almost more than 25 days. But Rohit, tell us what it's like. What is the build-up like? It is an important day for both the teams. India semi-final berth on the spot, and also for Pakistan, it will be important for them to win this match to qualify.
Obviously, good morning to all of you. And as I said, that it's going to be something as far as buzz is considered, because here from the very start, if you talk about the very first game India played here, there was no Indian fans here. But from last night, I'm getting a lot of messages that what will be the entry point for the fans? Can you tell me the gate number? What are the protocols? Can we take our bags inside? So there were a lot of questions around, and you will see a lot of people from Indian diaspora who are here nearby in Bulawayo, or some of the people I had a chat with are also coming from Harare also. So there is a lot of interest, as you rightly said. There are a lot of games in between. There was a India versus Pakistan women's game also in Colombo. Now in from 14 days from now, there is another India versus Pakistan in Colombo. As you rightly said, the Asia Cup three games on Sundays there also. So a lot of India Pakistan game, but and especially the backdrop we are standing right now in. The kind of statements given by Mohsin Naqvi, the kind of protest the Pakistan Cricket Board is showing against India. They are calling sometimes ICC, but mostly it was. We all know that if you don't have to read between the lines for this, that what India is actually objecting for. So obviously, whatever been said by him, there is certain things. We all remember what happened between the under 19 teams in the final. There in Dubai. There were multiple things said by the Pakistani players also. There's been multiple gestures done by the Indian players also. We all remember what the viral image of Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, and after that, the way Ayush Mhatre, when he was, going towards the pavilion after getting out, the words Ali Raza chosen against him. So if you look at the backdrop, if you look at the current scenario, there's multiple things going on, Gargi. uh, Pakistan saying that we don't want to play against India. Actually, what the reports are saying, that in World Cup we are not want to play against India. Now this is again a virtual quarter final. Tough for Pakistan, little easier for India, but it's not that India is in semi-final. So a crucial game for them also. And apart from all of this, no chats between the player here also. VVS Lakshman is here. I don't know that whether he's chosen this specific date because of this encounter or not, but he's here. And we all know, like the picture I just sent, the entry and exit point of the players are very similar. They have to use the similar staircase to go up and down. Yesterday, I remember I was here for covering, the Pakistan's practice, and Sarfaraz Ahmed said, चलो चलो 12:30 से पहले हमें खाली करना है उनके आने से पहले. So exactly means the confrontation. Both the teams doesn't want any kind of eye contact or confrontation. There is no handshakes. There is no gestures. There is no eye to eye contact. There is no wave around. Forget about having some good laughs. Means Ashok sir and Shamik sir have already means there were multiple examples we can give from 2016 T20 World Cup. Where Virat generously went and gave his bat to Mohammad Amir. Or there were multiple incidents when Shahid Afridi told in that press conference that the kind of love I get in Pakistan, it's less, and when you compare it, from India, so I get more love in India as compared to Pakistan. So there were multiple gestures, but in the day and age we are actually, Gargi, covering this India-Pakistan rivalry. It's getting much worse. I remember 2023 Asia Cup also, where Shaheen Shah Afridi said to Virat Kohli that we all pray that you will get some runs for Virat Kohli, because at that point of time he was getting to that lean patch. And then what happened in 2023 Asia Cup? Sorry, this was 2022 Asia Cup. 23 Asia Cup, when Jasprit Bumrah became father, Shaheen Shah Afridi gave him a kind of a gift when he came back, from India. So we have seen that also, and now we are seeing this also. So yeah, multiple things to watch out for, Gagi. There is layers and layers, just not the game, but the atmosphere around the game also.
Weber, we've seen last time as well. when and Rohit was there. Rohit, remember the tension that was there when and Ashok was there as well when India and Pakistan practiced at the same time. Mohsin Naqvi walking into that practice session, and from what we heard as well, because the ICC Academy had two grounds, India was practicing at one, the team was practicing at one, and we could hear something that was disturbing to all of us, which was the players in a warm up game were yelling 6-0, 6-0. So it's almost as if that kind of aggression, verbal aggression, has not stopped yet, even when it comes to under 19. Webber, how does this affect the entire environment of the game? Obviously a lot at stake here, lots of politics involved, lots of pride involved for both countries.
Definitely, and you look at the history, there is a weight of history, the recent past, the recent encounters between the two nations, and add to that, you know, I think it will be a very highly emotionally charged affair, like what we saw in the Asia Cup final, where there were things said from Ali Raza and then Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, Ayush Mhatre. Obviously, Pakistan came out on top, and comprehensive, quite comprehensive win that was. So I think India will be looking for a revenge in this game, but I think it is a bigger game for Pakistan because the current scenario that we have, they have to fight out of their skin in order to qualify for the semi-finals. For India, even if they lose, they just have to make sure that they are not conceding a big margin. That's what they have to take care of. For Pakistan, they have to better their net run rate. They just don't just have to win; they have to win by a big margin, and that is the scenario for India. Even if they lose, they can go to the qualify. They can qualify for the semi-finals. Just they don't have to lose by a big margin. So I think a lot is at stake. But again, Pakistan will be under more pressure. Given the current situation that they have, and they don't have anybody else to blame but themselves. India have been unbeaten, and in this game again, one advantage, two advantages that India have is, first obviously is the winning momentum that they have carried from the group stages to the Super Six. The other is the familiarity with the venue, because this game again will be played at the Queen's Sports Club, where India have played all their matches and won all their matches, and all the teams that have played this venue, they have found it difficult. Only once 300 has been breached, 300 total has been breached, and that was done by Indian team only. So apart from the other teams, if you compare, Indian team has performed extremely well in these conditions. What have been tough conditions for the batters? The Indian batters have been averaging 32, 33. I know it's not a big number when you look at the way white ball cricket has been played in the last few years, but comparatively, if you look at the how other teams have performed at the same venue, you will see a vast difference between the Indian team and the other team. So for Pakistan, it will be a big challenge. How they will get accustomed to the conditions quickly, how they adapt. Because the only way I see Pakistan winning this game is to, bowl first and restrict India early. If they can bowl out India early, then only they are winning this game. Otherwise, I don't see in Pakistan winning this game. And obviously, because they know that there is a semi-final at stake, we have to punch above our weight in order to qualify for the semi-finals. I think a lot adds to that. The pressure is there. Then we know that political pressure that Pakistan, which is there always there in the backdrop. Everything adds to that, and I think that weight of the pressure will only get Pakistan down in this game.
Shomik has also joined us. Shomik, I know you need to leave early, but you told me that you have some anecdotes of Virat Kohli from his under 19 days. Please take it away.
Gargi, to start with, this India Pakistan under 19 World Cup game comes against the backdrop of an acrimonious under 19 Asia Cup final. And the lesson to learn for the Indian cricketers from that game is that they need to let their cricket do the talking. See, the way Vaibhav Sooryavanshi reacted in that game, it purely lacked class. And whatever be the provocation, he had no business reacting like that. At the end of the day, he was representing India. And I take you back to 2008 under 19 World Cup, and Virat Kohli was the captain. And once again, Virat Kohli was not in the. I mean, he was not the first choice as captain. Tanmay Srivastava was there, but before the World Cup, the selectors took an inspired call and gave Virat Kohli the captaincy, thinking that we need someone as aggressive as Virat to be successful. In the final against South Africa, the Virat Kohli and his boys let their cricket do their talking. India got bundled out for a paltry 159, if I could recall correctly. And during the innings break, one South African player came and told Virat and mocked Virat and said, like, it would be a walk in the park for us. And then Virat went back to the dressing room, gave a rousing speech, and India restricted South Africa below 110. That is how you respond. That is how you respond. Virat Kohli, and not only Virat Kohli, if you look at that team, Tanmay, Tanmay Agarwal, Srivats Goswami, Ravindra Jadeja, he was still not the rock star, but he has outlasted even Virat Kohli as far as Test cricket is concerned. Um, Ravindra Jadeja, then Manish Pandey. I mean, if you look, Taruvar Kohli, if that team, they let their cricket do the talking. That is the thing I wanted to say, because at the end of the day, see, if India the net run rate factor, and if India still lose this game by a narrow margin, they would still qualify. But India can't afford to lose back to back games to Pakistan. Simple as that. I'm not going into any geopolitics. I'm not going into anything political or any off the field thing. The quality this Indian team have, this Indian team is better than Pakistan in terms of quality, in terms of skill set. So if they lose back to get back games to Pakistan, they would not be doing justice to their talent, to their potential. And purely from that point of view, India can't afford to lose this game. And whatever be the provocation, they need to do, they need to let their cricket do the talking.
Ashok, I think Shomik brings up a good point here when it comes to pressure and handling emotions. We saw that back in the Asia Cup as well. The way that the management was handling everything, Bryant and Doshkate kept repeating one sentence, which was, extracting the emotion out of this contest. We're extracting the emotion out of this tournament, and we're here to do our job. We're going to stay professional. With what Vaibhav Sooryavanshi did in that last game against Pakistan, it tells you that it is an emotionally overcharged game, but at the same time, if you need to you have a job out there as professionals, no matter how young you are. This is a cutthroat environment.
Absolutely. I think, that is the reality of the modern day game, which is that the geopolitics is here to stay. And I think there is no wishing away that. That's a different debate, and we can go there as to, what the implications of that are. But when it comes to the players, they are representing the country, they are representing their nation, and therefore there is a responsibility on them to conduct themselves in a manner that is befitting, the fact that they will be looked up to. There will be younger, even if they are under 19, there will still be younger children who will be looking up to them. And therefore, it needs a certain amount of restraint, a certain amount of dignity, a certain amount of perhaps training inputs to be given to them to manage some of this. If you look at, Surya Kumar Yadav during the Asia Cup, what we saw was that he used humor very tactically, when interacting with the press, when interacting with other stakeholders. So that could be one approach. The other one could be what Shamik said, which is Virat Kohli said, let's let the bat do the talking. But I think it's important in this day and age that players also evolve their own styles, whatever they are comfortable with, under an overarching envelope in terms of guidance as to how to manage this kind of a situation. It's going to be very, very important. It's unfortunate, but that is the reality.
Rohit, yes, Shomik, before I go back to Rohit.
Gargi, just a bit more anecdote before I take your leave. After India won that Under 19 World Cup in 2008, the team came back home, and Iqbal Abdullah was handed over the trophy by the team because he is a Bombayite, and he was told that the next day you hand it over, you go to the BCCI headquarters and hand over the trophy to the BCCI. And Iqbal Abdullah took that trophy to his home, and he later said, I mean, when we interacted with him, he said, I couldn't sleep whole night. I sat and looking at the trophy. I sat looking at the trophy. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't catch up even a little bit of sleep. And I, all along, throughout the night, I sat. I just stared at the trophy. So this is how a World Cup trophy, even if it is at under 19 level, can do to you. And just coming back to that Shahid Afridi's thing mentioned that about the love we get. In fact, that was my question to him at Eden Gardens at the press conference. And the exact truth is, जितना प्यार हमको यहाँ पे मिला है ना, पाकिस्तान पे भी हमको इतना प्यार नहीं मिला है. तो that, but those days are gone. Zahir Abbas helping Muhammad Azharuddin with his grip, and Azharuddin coming up with back-to-back hundreds. Let us Zahir Abbas helping Saurabh Ganguly also, or Bishan Singh Bedi helping Pakistan spinners. Those days are gone. It's a different reality. It's a different situation, different geopolitics, politics, everything. But at the end of the day, I will wish these young boys, these kids, the olds, all the best for this game and for the tournament. But I want them to let their cricket do the talking.
100%. That's what we all want to see. Rohit, in
I
Bulawayo,
take
rain.
your leave, Gargi, if you may allow. If I may take your leave, because I am at the BKC doing the Ranji Trophy.
Sure,
Thank you.
we'll see you later. Bye bye. Rohit, rain has been a problem throughout this tournament. Is it a problem today? It looks bright and sunny right now in your window, but tell us about the conditions. What is it like?
Yeah, it's quite sunny here. No chances of any kind of rain. Means from last 1 week there's no rain here. So yeah, the skies are very clear. It's quite hot here. It's just it's close to now 8:48 a.m. in the morning. We are just 12 minutes away from the toss also. So yeah, nothing as far as rain is concerned. The weather will be clear, and it changed the conditions also a little bit. If you see the most wickets, the tally of the most wickets in the ICC Under-19 World Cup, there are almost all fast bowlers are there. In top 10. So I mean, top five, there are all fast bowlers. So if you see from the very first half of this tournament, the conditions all around. I'm not saying only in Bulawayo, in Harare also. They played in the Harare Sports Club, in the Takashinga. Then in Namibia also. There are. It's always each and every game. After every game, we are seeing that halted by rain or a DLS method. These two were the common factors in first 2 weeks of the tournament. Now, from last 1 week, what has happened is it's quite hot here, and the conditions literally change. If you talk about Bulawayo, because I'm seeing the conditions in last 3 games also played here, and I'm not talking about the India games only. If you see the South Africa versus Bangladesh, South Africa versus Sri Lanka game, and then you see England versus New Zealand game, and then you see the way Zimbabwe and India game went out. It clearly giving you a sign that can India today introduce again Mohammad Inan as far as their leg spinner is concerned, means just to go with another spinner, because Khilan and Kanishk will surely be there. But will they add up another spinner? Pakistan have a left arm wrist spinner, means a Chinaman bowler they have. They have two leggies in their side. So and both are doing good. The Chinaman bowler is also doing good. Even their fast bowlers. You talk about Ali Raza. He's topping the chart at this point of time. Then they have Shubhan also, who's doing really well. These two bowlers are there at the top, and then Sayam is also there, the left arm seamer. So if you see the variation point, do you have a left arm spinner? Yes. Do you have a right arm leg break? Yes. Do you have a left arm seamer? Yes. Do you have a right arm seamer? Yes. Or someone who can hit the deck hard in these kind of conditions. I just normally asked, Ali Raza was there in the wicket yesterday. I normally asked him that कैसा लग रहा है आपको, विकेट कैसा लग रहा है, एंड वो अली रजा हंस पड़ा. उसने कहा ये तो बैटिंग के लिए बहुत जबरदस्त है. तो बट फिर देन ही व्हाट ही सेड आफ्टर दैट वाज इंटरेस्टिंग. ही सेड लेकिन हमें क्या फर्क पड़ता है. तो ही वाज ट्राइंग टू पुट दिस पॉइंट अक्रॉस दैट विकेट दुबई का भी बैटिंग फ्रेंडली था. वहां पर भी थोड़ा 1-2 दिन पहले जस्ट बिफोर द फाइनल बारिश हुआ था. जो मैंने यहाँ पर कुछ लोगों से बात करी, डोंट वांट टू नेम देम, बट मैंने पूछा कि दुबई में आप लोगों ने बैटिंग टॉस जीते थे, बड़ा गेम था, बैटिंग क्यों. दे सेड दिस सिमिलर पॉइंट दैट दुबई में 1-2 दिन पहले बारिश हुआ था उस मैच से पहले. तो दे थॉट कि अगर अर्ली ऑन कुछ असिस्टेंस मिल गया विकेट से तो 1-2 विकेट गिरा दिया. और ये 1-2 विकेट का ही गेम है. फ्रॉम पाकिस्तान पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू इट्स जस्ट अबाउट समीर मिनास एंड उस्मान खान. ये दो प्लेयर्स अगर आपने निकाल दिए ऊपर से तो द गेम इज कम्प्लीटली योर्स. मतलब किसी और का दिन हुआ तो वो एक अलग बात है, बट देयर मेन बैटर्स आर दीज टू. और मैं सिर्फ इस टूर्नामेंट के लिहाज से नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, If you want to see two batters for the future also, as far as Pakistan is concerned, these two are the batters, Samir Manas and Usman Khan. And bowler-wise, we already discussed multiple names. So if they can get these two wickets as early as possible, I think that will be great for Indian team. So yeah, weather-wise, it's good. Conditions have changed a little bit in last 1 week, and that could be the point why India can bring a Mohammad Inan into the side.
We have a lot of concerns here about India losing too many wickets in the power play. Nashli is asking the main concern would be losing too many wickets in the power play. I know Sooryavanshi is playing how he plays, but he gives his wicket after getting set. Mhatre has to fire, has been poor so far.
Yes, obviously. See, Mhatre and Vaibhav Sooryavanshi were the talk of the towns before the tournament started. A lot of talks were around these two names because they have obviously played at the senior level. One has played for Bihar, one has played for Mumbai. But the silver lining which I am seeing is despite them not performing up to their potential, Indian team has still unbeaten. And various heroes have emerged in different games. You talk about R.S. Amrish. First game, you have Abhigyan Kundu. He has been
Anil
performing
Patel.
really well. Then Henil Patel is there, and then you have a Deepesh Devendran who has not played the last couple of games, but if I think he is fit, he is going to get a game today. So obviously, there is a concern as regards to the power play that yes, you lose wickets at the top, but I think this is a game where you can give yourself a bit of time because it's looking a better surface than what it was 1 week back. So earlier conditions were challenging, overcast, then there was moisture on the wicket, it was pace friendly, it had a lot of bounce, but now the same wicket has tired down, and that's why spinners have come into the game, and these batters are really good against spinners. So they just have to give themselves a bit of time at the start, whether it's an Aaron George or a Vaibhav Sooryavanshi or Ayush Matre. If they give themselves a bit of time, just buy out some time in the power play, and then you will dominate in the middle overs. One challenge that they will face, obviously, in the middle overs is the new spin duo of Momin Kamar and the leg spinner Ahmad Hussain, because these two were not there in the Asia Cup final when India and Pakistan last played. These two were not there. Otherwise, the pace trioca still remains the same: Ali, Raza, Mohammad Sayam, and Abdul. So all three of them
Subhan.
were there in the final as well, but the spinners have changed, and that's the only challenge that they are going to face apart from obviously the power play challenges. So I think if they buy some time for themselves at the top, they will be good to go because it's not very threatening. If the conditions are good, you just have to make most of it, and that's what Indian batters should look forward to, because this batting lineup has the depth. Unlike the Pakistan team, we have the depth. We can bat 8, 9.
Ashok, before I go back to Rohit and close the show, there's one question here by Syed Nizamuddin. He's asking about the Indian team's dependence on Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. But we've seen that Abhigyan Kundu has also stepped up. We've seen that Matre in the last game stepped up. Your thoughts on this?
I'd like to draw a comparison with what we've been talking about Abhishek Sharma and the what we've been commenting on in the series versus New Zealand. I think that's not really true because you're right. Abhigyan Kundu has actually been doing pretty well in the middle orders. There have been other people who've stepped up to do this. But I really think that to make that judgment call right in the beginning is basis very limited information. That's not quite true. I agree completely with Weber that in this format and the way the teams are stacked up, if you see the net run rate, I think if I'm not wrong, it's a factor of 3x or at least 2.5x that India is up over Pakistan. All they need to do is to spend some time to settle in, and you will see them being able to fire. I think the Surya Kumar Yadav template in terms of giving it adequate time, confidence by the management, and saying that I will back myself in, is just enough to get you the traction that is required. But having said that, I think given the range that India has, I don't think that this statement is true at all.
Okay, finally, Rohit, this is a very important game for India under 19. And
Yeah.
do you think India have what it takes to get a dominating win against Pakistan?
Obviously they have quality wise. It's not a question of quality means, and I also see this in from this perspective also, that Pakistan is also not that bad side. They also have some quality players. Bowling wise they are ahead from us. Batting wise, the batting depth, if you talk about the kind of batting depth India had, I think that will be the X factor. I'm not talking about only this game. I'm talking about the semi-finals and then finals, to come, because yes, fielding wise, India and England are the best sides, but batting depth wise, if you see the kind of, and the important point made by Weber earlier, and then what Ashok sir also said, it's about we were only talking about Weber and Ayush at the very start, but look at the man of the matches in all the 4 or 5 games. You don't have a Weber Sooryavanshi there, you don't have a Ayush Mhatre there. That gives you a clear picture that sometimes it will be a Henil Patel, sometimes it will be RS Emrich, couple of times it will be a Vihan Malhotra, and you have your highest. Who's your highest wicket taker? It's Henil Patel. Who's your highest run scorer? It's Abhigyan Kundu. So you came up with these two guys, putting them in forefront. The poster boys of India under 19 is Ayush Mhatre, who has scored couple back-to-back centuries in Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy, which is not a normal thing. And what has been said by Surya Kumar Yadav for this young lad, and then obviously played for Chennai Super Kings and delivered there also. Apart from that, we all know that what Vaibhav Sooryavanshi is doing. 100 in the IPL, 100 in the very first ball he played in the IPL is went for six. His 52 ball 100 in Youth ODI versus England, then a 80 odd in Australia, then 100 in South Africa, a Vijay Hazare 100 in the plate group as far as Bihar is concerned. So the kind of performances these two have given clearly put them in the poster boy role as far as under 19 World Cup is concerned. But as soon as India landed here, look at the performances of others also. Look at a Vihan Malhotra with the ball, 4 wickets, and a very important catch versus Bangladesh. Look at as I said, Abhigyan Kundu, highest run scorer. You have the crisis man for India. Every time India, I'm talking about the warm up games also. India was somewhere around 60 for 4 versus England. There comes this man having a partnership with RS Embridge, then having a partnership with Kanish Chauhan, and completely taken the game away. So that's what exactly this Indian team is all about. And then the batting depth. You see, number 5 is your, either your Abhigyan Kundu or your, Vedant Trivedi. Then you have someone like a Kanish Chauhan. Then you have someone like a Khilan Patel, RS Emrish in between. Then you have two power hitters also. If you talk about the batting point also, similarly, what we have in Arshdeep and Harshit Rana in the senior team, you have someone like a Khilan Patel and Dipesh Devendran. Watch the innings of Dipesh Devendran in the finals of Asia Cup, and you'll come to know that how he can bat. And yesterday, Mr. VVS Lakshman was giving throwdowns to these two, and they were tonking it away for almost 70 meters, 75 meters sixes. So the way your batting depth is as far as this tournament is concerned will be the X factor for Indian team in this whole tournament. I'm not talking about only this game, but yeah. After saying all this, Pakistan is not a side which is very far from India's skill set. They are better than us as far as bowling is concerned. We are better than us if you talk about the batting depth, Kargi.
Absolutely, and only I think the game starts at 1:30 p.m. IST, if I'm not wrong. So
Yes,
only
but Gagi,
some
I
time.
have to leave for the toss. Huh? I just have to
Yes,
see the
yes.
toss because of the handshake controversy.
Yeah, of
Thank
course.
you.
Please take your leave. And on that note, we'll also take your leave. Of course, anything that happens in that India under 19 versus Pakistan under 19 game will be reported by Rohit Juglan. He's there watching the game closely. Of course, Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, Abhigyan Kundu, Ayush Mhatre, R.S. Amrish, all of these players under the spotlight. But at this point, what will come to the fore will be the geopolitics between the two countries. Thank you so much, Ashok and Weber, for joining. Thank you to Shomik and Rohit as well. We'll be back at 5 live with Boria Mujumdar, so don't forget to join us then. If something happens in the game, we'll of course be back at the end of the game as well. So thank you so much.